both to transport passengers or property. Item 8, the residential density shall not exceed 4 units per acre. Item 9, the development shall substantially conform to the conceptual plan and narrative submitted in the rezoning application. 10, in the event a preliminary plat is not issued for the development within 1 year of the rezoning of the subject property, the Board of Commissioners shall consider rezoning the property to AG or Ag zoning district. Item 11, and I hope I can read this, is the 1.01 acre parcel will be combined with the 26.32 acre within 120 days of the rezoning approval. Item 12, and if I can have that back up, because I had, the first time I saw it, it's the 55-year-old, which includes the Fair Housing Act. The development shall require a mandatory homeowners association. The association shall publish and adhere to policies and procedures that demonstrate that the community is intended to provide housing for persons 55 and over, including maintaining surveys or affidavits verifying compliance with 55 and older occupancy, the requirements as permitted by 42 U.S.C. Section 3607 B2C of the Federal Fair Housing Act. And I believe that's all.
Chairman?
Yes.
I'd like to make a point of order that we go ahead and vote on this and bring up the question.
The question had already called, so I invite you to vote electronically.
Okay, thank you.
We're good. We're having problems, I think.
Went to sleep, I think.
Technical difficulties.
I got it. I got it. I just wanted to see you.
I know. It's good to see you. Now you may vote.
Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The motion carries. That covers 6, 7, and 8. The final is item 9. This is a request by Ross Mundy, agent for Tempe and Davis Sharp, to rezone 5.99 acres at 826 Harmony Road from AG to C1. That's map 097, part of parcel 033, District 1. I believe, is anyone signed in to speak? We've already had that. Staff recommendations on that one, you've already made them. And so I'll call for a motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I move that we approve that rezoning with the same conditions as stated previously in the previous rezoning.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I don't believe this is appropriate to have number 12 condition applied to it.
That's fine. We can strike
Is there
12.
a homeowners association with the,
You're correct. I'll strike 12.
With a striking of 12. So we have the motion is amended. Do we have a second to that?
Second.
Okay, the motion is all what I just read with all the conditions with the exception of 12. It'll just be items 1 through 11. And that's a good catch. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote electronically. I think, yes, we can vote electronically.
Voting is not open, it says. I did. It's not refreshing.
more technical difficulties.
You sure it's not operator?
Oh, there we go.
Mine's definitely operator.
Well, it took forever.
Can we amend your vote?
I can see it, but it's not going to the screen.
It's not going. I am yes.
You want to use my?
Okay, now, voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote yea. The motion carries. I will now close the zoning public hearing and open the ordinance public hearing.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just before we do that, I would like to make a motion that we direct staff to undertake the 3 items in the packet.
Staff recommendations?
Meaning that the 3 items that they recommended the Board of Commissioners enact above and beyond that particular rezoning. So I'll read them out.
Okay, please.
Conduct a comprehensive assessment of the county's main arterial roads to evaluate existing conditions, growth trends, and development pressures. 2, develop a list of community-compatible land uses that are appropriate for properties fronting these arterial corridors. 3, adopt this list and establish overlay districts along key arterial roads, providing clear expectations for future rezonings while balancing the interests of residents, businesses, and other property owners.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to adopt the proposed adoptions of changes to the Putnam County Code of Ordinance, Chapter 2. Is there a second?
Huh?
No, he wants to direct staff to do that.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's no motion. You're directing the staff.
Well, they recommended that the Board of Commissioners approve these things, so I'm suggesting that we go ahead and do that.
That is a motion, and then I have a second. That's corrected.
Second?
We have a second. Motion and a second. It's not an agenda item, therefore we can't take action tonight.
Well, it's listed in an agenda item. But
I'll ask you.
I think you may be able to get to the same result by just directing staff to do such, so you're not necessarily taking action. I would say that we're actually in the process of doing this with your ordinance amendments to Chapter 66, though there's not specificity in those. I do think, consistent with your agenda setting provisions, it would be appropriate to place it on the next agenda in order to ensure that any action you take would be enforceable. So to that end, I'm saying 2 things. 1, I think you're already on that way, but 2, I would formalize it in your next meeting.
So the way we do this, he would withdraw his motion in the second, and then recommend the staff, and we move forward.
And I would suggest at your next agenda setting meeting to place these items
Place this item on the
as that
agenda.
commissioner's item.
You good with that?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
I
You're
can
gonna
withdraw my
remove-
motion.
And you're going to remove your second. So it's removed, and staff has been authorized to move forward with that. Okay? Now then, I will close the zoning public hearing and open the ordinance public hearing. Lynn, Mercy, is anybody signed in to speak? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people signed in to speak. Each of you will be allowed 3 minutes. And the first on the list is Jennifer Ray.
Okay, I guess I won't move. Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight, you issued a proclamation for Government Communicators Day to celebrate transparency and open communication. Yet agenda number 10 seeks to literally darken the screen on public participation. This ordinance claims that we can send you pictures electronically, but it forbids us from using taxpayer-funded monitors to show to the audience. This isn't transparency, it's a controlled curtain, and it's a profound insult to the 1,800-plus citizens on Taxpayer Watchdog who have read about this on a post with growing mistrust and not a single word of support. Commissioners, the ACCG handbook, the very guide you were trained on, states that you are the trustees of the people. It mandates a legal duty of care requiring you to exercise best judgment. You cannot exercise best judgment if you intentionally blind yourselves to the evidence. When a citizen stands here to speak on a zoning concern or a dangerous road, they aren't just venting, they are participating in the legislative process. In a 3-minute window, a photo or map is the most efficient way to communicate the truth. To deny its display is a deliberate choice to be less informed, which is a direct violation of your duty as our trustees. We have heard the excuse of security and viruses. This is a hollow shield for censorship. This board manages sensitive data daily. If you can secure your systems for your staff, you can secure them for the public. Furthermore, consider the legal implications of the American with Disabilities Act. The ACCG notes that county buildings must be accessible to the disabled. Accessibility isn't just about ramps, it's about communication. For a citizen with hearing impairments or processing disabilities, visual aids are not a luxury, they're a necessity for meaningful participation. By banning these tools, you aren't just making it harder for us to speak, you're potentially violating federal law by creating a barrier to communication for the disabled members of our community. Finally, the ACCG handbook states that you are responsible for directing and controlling county property, to put county first. This equipment was bought with our tax dollars to facilitate the business of this county. Using your authority to make that equipment off limits to the very people who funded it is not stewardship. It is tyrannical partiality, an act specifically prohibited in your training. If you vote yes tonight, you're telling this community that you fear what we have to show you. You're telling the thousands of citizens that their visual evidence doesn't matter. And I urge you to choose courage and transparency over control. Do not turn the screens dark on the people you serve. Strike this portion of the proposed change. Thanks.
Next on the list is Charles Ray.
Speak on section 2-46. Looks like you won't propose a time change for these meetings to move it from 6 back to 5. I believe at one time, Mr. Garrett or Commissioner Garrett's predecessor, it was moved to 6 o'clock because he worked and did not get off work until 5 o'clock. I don't understand why it's good for the commissioners to be able to move the time, but people that works until 5 local and people that works outside of town, we can't get here at 5. 6 o'clock, a lot of us can be here. We can be part of this meeting and all and give our input. Like I said, it don't really make sense when it's good for y'all, when it suits y'all, but when the public needs to be 6 o'clock and it's been 6 o'clock, I know for years. So when I change it back, I promise none of y'all get up as early as I do.
Next on the list is Billy Webster.
Chairman, commissioners, staff, good evening. Just a couple of comments about this ordinance changes. Section 236-3, county departments. I don't really have any problems with the changes that you're recommending, although in my comments at the last meeting, I did suggest that maybe ambulance and fire and rescue should be separated out of public safety and be made separate departments. Their budget this year is approaching $8 million, which is 25% of the budget. That even exceeds the sheriff and the jail operations by $2 million. Seems to me like they deserve to be a department of each. Commenting on section 2-42, the public participation, echoing what Ms. Ray just said, let me just repeat one of your whereases. Whereas it is essential to have strong communications in government because it is a fundamental element of living in a democracy where citizens have the freedom to make their voices heard. Isn't part of making their voices heard the ability to use whatever audiovisual products that are compatible with the county equipment that best illustrates that message? I'm not sure why this change is even being considered. I recall something about the possibility of somehow somebody perhaps introducing a virus into the county system this way. Consider this. Virtually all of planning and development's applications, permits, conditional use, and the like are now conducted online, and virtually every one of those require multiple attachments such as sketches, drawings, pictures, surveys, payments, proof of insurance, and so forth. A media production permit requires 7 attachments. Even an open records request has a section that invites the requester to upload and attach files. The point being, if someone wanted to introduce some nefarious thing into the county system, considering all these opportunities, I would suggest using the taxpayer-funded equipment during public comments would be the less likely forum for that. Please remove this entire change from consideration. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Next is Stephen Miller.
Yeah, I'd like to just echo what they've been saying. I find that, as we spoke earlier, the public information officer and a open transparency of what you're doing and asking why. I mean, instead of proposing changes that are here that are to benefit, maybe absolutely necessary. They may benefit us, but are they things that are going to benefit us or just you? We don't, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I haven't participated enough to know that those changes are built into anything other than a desire to make some change for some reason. I find it to be a slippery slope when a small group of people implement changes to something that affects such a large group of people. We're invited in here. We are supposed to participate in this, and we're supposed to have the ability to do that. You work for us. You are elected by us. You are paid through our tax dollars, and that I think that it would be, if communications were better, and you said, "Hey, this is why every single thing that you're telling us you want to do is why we're doing it." Maybe we could have make a more informed decision at that same time, and. Off the subject real quick, I live on a road in a subdivision that's only got one entrance in it too, and I hope that nobody needs to get their fire truck down Little River Trail and something happened to that road.
Next on the list is Bill Vargo. Oh, is he for number 11? Okay, it looks like ditto marks. Barb Vargo, number 10. It looks like ditto marks. It didn't look like 11.
Okay. Animal service, I always thought it was animal services. I didn't know it took this long to turn it from animal control to animal services. In regards to Coney Springs Park and Edgewater, are we paying them to 101 account, or are we going to keep them at the 565? And why are we doing this? How are we going to know whether Edgewater and a Coney Springs Park, what their bottom line is, if we're combining them? I mean, they are totally two different things, as far as I'm concerned. As far as the agenda items, all I'm going to say to that one is on section 2-39 is just remember, words have meanings. So, I'd hate to have to think you approve something and we have to go back and figure out how to put a change to something you've already approved, because words have meaning, and we do read them. As far as 246, the public participation, the tech stuff, I understand everybody's saying, oh, virus. We got one of a text system here. I mean, I can tell you, we've come in and our viruses are not going to be there. They are on control. And if they're not, fire the techs. Okay, and as far as, no, we do not need a change of 5 o'clock. I know you're doing it because everybody's here from 9 to 5 and they want to go home. But, you know, if we keep it down to a minimum of less than 20 hours to make a decision, you know, we could get this where it belongs. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, let's look at the people. They need to be here. They need to make their comments, and they can't do it unless they ask their people, hey, could I take off today because I have to make a comment? You know, I couldn't do it when I was working here. So I'm honestly, keep it at 6. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and the other one that signed up is for item number 11. And I may need to, Stephen Miller, did you want to be 11 or did you just do ditto on 10? That was okay. Well, both of them look like ditto, so I wanted to make sure that we're all straight. Okay, all the comments there. The code changes may be adapted or adopted at one at a time, or at least considered. So we'll move forward with, this is the ordinance chapter 2, administration. And is this the first one that I'm reading here? Proposed adoption of changes, and roll down and do one at a time. Okay, first on there is the regular scheduled meeting. Provided the regular meeting agenda. No, let's see. What are we doing first? Would someone care to? A is just put animal service instead of control. Do we need to vote on that individually? Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, can I just clarify this? To some of the comments, this list of county departments, what is its significance? I don't think it exactly matches reporting structures or budget. I mean, what is it for exactly? Is it just a general indication of our jurisdiction, or is it aligning with something else?
It's just aligning with the department heads that will be responsible for that. So the Edgewater and Oconee Springs will be Lonnie and Susan or whomever.
Right.
The public safety are going to be under one different umbrella. We're going to have police, fire, sheriff under his agency. We're going to have fire and EMS. That's going to be other individuals, but under public safety. They're going to be accounted for the exact same way, but for purposes of trying to align these, we got rid of some senior center we don't have, and we just consolidated the other ones where they made the most sense.
So in other words, county clerk's office, we take out and add public information in that place. So let me read it. Animal, it'll be service instead of control. B will say code enforcement. C, finance. D will be human resources. E will be Oconee Springs Park, the Edgewater added to it. Planning development, public buildings, all stay the same. The county court clerk office will be deleted, and it'll be public information. Everything else is down to I, and senior citizen we don't have, so that's taken off. And those are the departments, and that's the way it will appear in the financial, correct?
No. They're in the audit and the budget and everything, they're going to be standalone departments. This is just the way to consolidate in an efficient manner.
Okay. Does everybody understand?
I think so. But are you saying, Mr. County Manager, that public safety, we're changing the oversight of public safety in terms of who's managing it?
No.
Right.
This is just the umbrella. It's all under. So
right.
that's
right.
it.
So in that sense, this list is it's a high level overview, nothing more.
Correct.
Right. Thank you.
Just as a point of information, I mean, we have the Uncle Remus Golf Course, but that's part of recreation, isn't it? Is Scott in charge of that as well? Or is that a
No.
separate entity?
There's Michael's in charge of it.
So it is not part of recreation.
Well, you like to call it senior recreation at a point in time. I mean, so.
We moved it from an enterprise fund
Fund
to
to
recreation
recreation.
because it was never making any money. It was
Correct.
losing money. It's still losing money.
Correct.
But for the purposes of who's in charge of what, you're making it a separate entity. And
Correct.
Scott has nothing to say about the golf course.
Correct. That
How
takes
about-
a little
how
more
about-
expertise.
How about code enforcement? This is a new designation,
Yes,
and so we have a new head of code enforcement?
you've always had a head of code enforcement.
How many citations have been issued under code enforcement this year?
If you would
Or
have
in
given me an opportunity to look
2025.
it up, I'm sure I would have
Yeah,
looked it up.
none,
Or it's been
none,
on,
None.
well, good, they complied with the directive.
No, they haven't. And I can guarantee you that the citizens recognize that they haven't always complied with the directives. I say that we don't have a separate code enforcement entity or whatever, that it still be under the direction of the planning and zoning head, Lisa, and that Lisa is responsible to seeing to it that code enforcement enforces the code.
Well, if that's the desire of the board, I'll be happy to change it.
We're to the,
Why, the other question I have about this is, I mean, how do we contact the county clerk? I mean, is the county clerk?
She's not a county department under me, she works directly for you.
Right, so,
The same way you always call, you call her, you email her, you tell her what you want.
yeah. So it's not a separate department, just like the county manager is not a separate department. Right, so,
Or the county attorney.
or the county, well, the county attorney never answers my calls anyway, so that's.
I'll entertain a motion. We've got out of
I'm
whack
sorry,
here.
Mr. Chairman, that last comment was just kind of over the line. Adam has worked with you on this stuff, and to disparage the young man sitting here is less professional than I can imagine.
Paul, if you.
I mean, he worked
can't
with you.
If you can't understand when I'm jesting as opposed to when I'm serious, then we haven't been together enough.
Well, what was that, joking or serious?
Yes, I was joking. I mean,
No. That's his reputation in the marketplace. Somebody might not know that.
Okay, let's cut it out here and move forward. This is what's on there. If you wish to make a different motion, that's fine, but I'll entertain a motion on how to handle the county departments.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
As here. Further
amend that
discussion.
motion to remove county enforcement, or code enforcement.
Okay, you're altering the motion to remove.
I'm amending
You're amending the
the
motion
motion. I
to
believe the motion was to approve the changes
accept
in
removing.
2-36.3.
Okay, your amended motion is to approve everything except code enforcement, and you would like that removed. Is there a second to that?
I will second, just for the purposes of discussion.
The motion has been made. Commissioner Hersey, you made the amended motion. Your comments? Any
My
more?
comment is that we are paying a lot of money for code enforcement, and the code is not being enforced.
Other comments? Hearing
We-
none?
We need to have a restructuring. Somebody has got to put some teeth in the code.
Mr. Chairman, in my opinion, if that's the objective, then separating out code enforcement in our code would be a good way to highlight that. But other than that, this list isn't of any greater significance, so I would ask that we try and move on as quickly as possible.
Okay, you call for the question. Question's been called. I don't think we don't need to vote on that. We are going to vote on everything on this that's noted on this list with the exception they want to remove code enforcement.
That's the amended motion.
That's the amended motion. This is the amended motion. Right?
Now, do we go back to the original motion, right?
And we will go back to the original. This is an amended motion. We will go back to the original motion. Okay, how do you vote, District 4?
Nay.
District 3?
Yay.
District 2?
Nay.
District 1?
Nay.
The motion fails. Now we go back to the original motion, and that is to approve these changes: animal services and control, code enforcement, human resources, Oconee Springs Park, adding the Edgewater, and county clerk's office, and adding public information. Everybody understand? Any more discussion? The question's been called. District 1, you can vote electronically on this one.
Oh, no.
No? We're going to do them all separate. How do you vote? 1?
Yay.
2?
Yay.
3?
Nay.
4?
Yay.
Motion carries. This will move forward to the next. This is the Section 237, and we're going to add regular meeting agenda instead of agenda. They're asking, this is what's being asked to vote. It's not my motion, obviously. Removing call meetings, public hearings, or work sessions, or any other special meeting comes out. And down the same thing on the bottom, that's the same thing. And then a commissioner may add items to the agenda for regular scheduled meetings by providing notice to the county manager at least 4 business days prior to such meeting. And at any time is struck out, and through any items requiring action must be added at least 5 business days, 4 being struck out, prior to a meeting by providing notice to the county manager. Strike out an action item added less than 4 business days may be discussed at the meeting and laid on the table for action at the next meeting. And then a copy of the agenda and list of those members present shall be made available to the public for inspection within 2 business days of the adjournment of any meeting. That will be struck. And that's the only thing in 237? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and second is on the floor to update Section 237. Who made the motion? You have any discussion?
No, sir, I'm good.
Second, no discussion. Any other? You?
Yeah. I don't know why we're striking the business of an action item should be discussed at a meeting, laid on the table until the next meeting. I mean, that means that we can't discuss any action item at a meeting.
Mr. Attorney, I'll ask you for your opinion on that.
Make sure I understand your point.
I mean,
Commissioner.
if we have an action item, an item that may require an action, that we cannot discuss it if we don't submit it 5 days before the meeting? The other objection I have to this is, why is it changed to 5 days for a commissioner when staff only has 3 days? I mean, I thought the whole notion of presenting some item prior to the meeting was to give the commissioners time to look it over and to think about it. Can we think about items that the staff puts on there or somebody else puts on there for 3 days, but we need 5 days to think about items that a commissioner puts on?
To your first point, there's no limitation on, it's only a positive requirement that you have it on the agenda 4 business days in advance. 5 business days. You could still add an item that you just couldn't take action on it. the removal of that sentence would not necessarily limit one way or the other. So you could still add an item for discussion. To the other issue, that's just a question of this body.
We actually have added items for discussion only, and if we need to bring it back up, we just bring it to the next, put it on the agenda of the next meeting.
I believe it's confusing, it's currently written because it says an action item added less than 4 business can be laid on the table, but by its own nature, it's listed as an action item. I think the intention was to make it to where there is no question it would not be acted upon. But again, that's for the body to determine.
Well, I think the whole issue is how much time does an item need to be considered by the commissioner? Is it 3 days or is it 5 days? I don't know what difference it makes whether the staff puts an item on or a commissioner puts an item on. Just seems to me that each of these items, apart from maybe the consent agenda and Pledge of Allegiance, whatever, requires the same amount of consideration by the commissioners. I would think that items should be have the same time parameters as for the county manager and the staff or whoever is making up that agenda, and any items that the commissioners want to put on it.
Commissioner Garrett?
Mr. Chairman, I think this, in the first paragraph, and this isn't proposed to be changed, but I wonder if it's confusing. It says the detailed agenda shall be made available to each commissioner at least 3 business days before the meeting. Does detailed imply final agenda? Because right now we get the agenda and then we have an opportunity to comment, to add items, and then it becomes final. And I think the changes we're making to the subsequent paragraph, we'd have to add an item to the agenda without seeing the draft agenda, which might make sense, but I find it helpful to see the draft and then I might wish to add something. So that we seem to be getting, those 2 paragraphs seem in tension to me.
Mr. Attorney?
Well, the draft agenda process is not in your ordinances, so it's not a requirement. It's just I don't know how long we've been doing draft agendas. But yeah, it's been since my tenure that you started the informal process of the agenda setting process and the proposed agenda versus the final.
So meaning this in no way would change that.
No, sir.
Informal process.
Yes, sir. We haven't codified that, but that process seems to have been working pretty well from staff's perspective.
So the implication would be we would get that draft agenda 6 days, at least 5 days before the business meeting. Okay, that's all I was trying to clarify. Thank you.
You can still add an item, it just can't be an action item. If you wanted to add something to the agenda, you can add it, it just wouldn't be an action item. Even after the 4 days, you can add an item.
In that second paragraph, when it just says items, doesn't say action or non-action. So what we mean is a commissioner may add action items to the agenda.
No, it says items requiring action must be added at least 5 days. That's an action item. It's in there, right below the.
Okay. Hang on a second. By implication, a non-action item must be added at least 4 business days,
Right.
which is different than our recent practice.
Right.
Right. Thank you.
Other comments?
I'm still confused as to why the agenda item itself, which rarely is complete in terms of all of the background material that's in a normal package, only requires 3 days to be studied, whereas an item introduced by a commissioner needs 5 days to be studied. I'm puzzled as to why that is the case. Why doesn't each item have the same weight in terms of, I mean, my major concern and the thing that I found most irritating is the incomplete agenda items. I mean, the things are not particularly, are not put in with sufficient background to understand exactly what is going on with that item. If you put in discussion and possible action with regard to Joe Blow, it's meaningless unless you have some description of what it is that you're going to discuss and have a possible action on. But anyway, as far as this change in the ordinance, I mean, I don't see why we have to take 5 days to submit an action item when it only takes three days to submit a regularly scheduled item, which may require action anyway.
Other comments? Commissioner Garrett.
Sorry, I'm just trying to clarify Commissioner Hersey's point. So he's arguing, I think, that there's a different timeline for staff to put an item on the agenda than commissioners. I'm not seeing that there, but no.
It's not there.
The reference to 3 days is simply the presentation of the final agenda.
That's correct.
It doesn't, I agree. It might be helpful if it said final, not detailed, but other than that, that's the intention.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think we've not, can we call for the question and vote? The question has been called, and I'll ask for a vote. And voting on Section 237 and regular meeting agenda as shown on the screen, and everybody's had a chance to read. District 4, how do you vote?
Yay.
District 3.
No.
District 2.
Aye.
District 1.
Aye.
The ayes have it, and that has been, we will move on. That passes. Raise it up. This is under minutes and recommending removing. It shall be presumed that a commissioner has voted in the affirmative unless the minutes show otherwise. And then on down, we'll remove the minutes of the previous meeting shall be corrected and approved by the board at the beginning of each meeting. A majority vote is required for approval. Conflicts about the content of minutes shall be brought to the clerk's attention prior to the board meeting, and a section of the digital recording will be made available at the meeting prior to adoption of the minutes. Those are two recommendations on minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion is second on the floor to correct Section 239 minutes as shown. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, what if a member of the commission is absent? Do they automatically have an affirmative vote?
He obviously not here. He don't vote unless he's on the phone. They can call in.
It says it shall be presumed that a commissioner has voted in the affirmative unless the minutes show otherwise.
Scratching.
Would you like to?
Well, the minutes would reflect attendance. That's required by state law. So I think the provision there was that if for some reason the minutes don't reflect the vote, there was not a desire to show the affirmative. It would not one way or the other. If you look back through the records of minutes, there will probably be examples where there was an error that's got through everybody. The intention was not to place the affirmative vote on someone because the minutes were incorrect. Instead, the minutes would speak for themselves.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. We're voting.
Yeah, ask one other question. again, struck from this, it says a majority vote is required for approval, and that's struck. I mean, I don't understand why that is struck.
I think it's implied by the
We do need
first sentence.
a majority vote to
Yeah,
approve the minutes, right?
it's required. Yeah, redundancy was the reason it was taken out. That's a requirement regardless, any action taken by the board.
You have to have 3 votes, regardless.
Well, that's part of another part of the ordinance, right?
Okay, let's move ahead and vote. District 1,
Aye.
District 2,
Aye.
District 3,
Aye.
District 4.
Aye.
The ayes have it. That is approved. Moving to the next. This is order of business. The only thing changing there is a consent agenda, and we're going to add to that approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? We'll vote. How do you vote? District 4,
Aye.
District 3,
Aye.
2,
Aye.
1.
Aye.
Ayes have it. That order, 240, order of business is approved. Next is section 242, public participation. Adding physically or electronically submitted to the board through no county equipment or property shall be used for distribution or display of such material other than for distribution to members of the board. Is there anything else? That's all it's on 242, correct? Adding that. This is under public comments. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve this with striking the words, though no county equipment or property shall be used for distribution or display of such materials other than for distribution to the members of the board.
And
Is that? I'm not sure I understand. You're saying you want to remove, can we mark what he wants removed, please?
I want to remove the wording under section 2-42 in red that says, though no county equipment or property shall be used for distribution or display of such materials other than for distribution to members of the board.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to remove that, and it'll physically or electronically would stay.
Physically or electronically would stay.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion?
Yeah.
Yes, wait a minute, the guy that made the motion gets
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
speak first. Commissioner Hersey, you want to speak?
Well, I think that the members of the public have already addressed this adequately. I mean, the reason for not allowing someone to display a slide or to have some materials distributed using county equipment, I think is just counter to freedom of speech.
Who seconded? Richard? Richard?
No, I have the same thoughts.
Okay, Commissioner Wooten.
I would love to see people use the screens and stuff, but one thing I'd like to add to it is that it would be, they would turn it in early enough to where it can be screened and it wouldn't be nothing derogatory or harmful towards any commissioner or staff or anything like that. I would love to add that to this. I mean, the county manager or the or the lawyer can kind of screen it. They let them, make them turn it in soon enough where it can be screened so it won't be a surprise to everybody when it shows up.
Okay, now, are you making a motion? What, just, hold on.
If I could speak to that. So, Commissioner, while certainly that would be probably in the best interest of y'all's meetings and how we conduct ourselves, that would very likely infringe the First Amendment. The placement of these materials is going to create a forum. We already allow a public comment section as a forum. This, your current allowing individual speakers to use digital displays or put equipment up is an extension of that forum. So we would not be able to regulate based off of content. One of the worries about when you open up a forum is that you are opening it to whoever wants to speak, and that speech can be whatever you allow your speech to be. So, in other words, there's probably not a way to address that in that forum. And there are probably other ways. It is a forum you have created. You can put the parameters around how that forum works, but you could not say we're not going to take speech that meets a certain level. Instead, you could say we're only going to take speech on a certain subject, but unfortunately, you would not be able to include that without running afoul of the First Amendment. Generally, the rule is if you make a area for speech, all speech has to come within there.
Speech and visual aids.
Very likely the visual aids would be ruled to be a part of that forum.
I mean, I would not want, let's just say out at my farm, I would not want no visual aids. If anything come up where people have been taking pictures, I would not want that displayed up here because that's nobody's business. Now, that is infringement on my rights.
If they did it without your permission.
They did it without my permission. And I'm just trying to keep that from going forward acts like that.
I could think of a lot of scenarios where somebody, just because you open up a forum doesn't mean that there aren't harm and damage that would be created by that forum. So, for example, if someone put up a image that was defamatory or violated any state or federal law, the person who presented that would be subjecting themselves to liability or criminality in some circumstances. Mm-hmm. But I will always go back that once you open the forum, you have to receive the speech. And we could sit here and come up with a lot of examples.
Right. Okay.
But that is one of the, I'm not going to say risk because it is the First Amendment, but when you create the forum, you have to accept the speech.
Okay.
Commissioner McElhaney.
Yeah, so I tend to agree with the language being taken out, but I still have a hard time with someone showing up at the meeting with a thumb drive and going, hey, I want you to display this. And we have no way of knowing what's on that. So I would suggest that we would amend that to say that should be submitted in advance. But I'm not restricting anybody's rights to say whatever. We just want to make sure that whatever's there is not being introduced in anything we haven't been able to look at first, as far as if it's got a virus or whatever. Because anybody can walk up with a thumb drive that they may not know there's something on there that could infect our system. I just think it needs to be submitted, just like the members' comments said, and I appreciate you saying this. We allow submissions online. I'm fine with it being submitted online and then seeing it here, but I just feel like it needs to be submitted in advance like we do everything else.
Okay, we have.
I have to disagree with the gentleman from the First District. If we submit a thumb drive in advance and plug it into the system, it's going to infect the system.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying submit whatever you want to show in advance.
How do you test it?
How do we send things in now, Mr. Chairman? How do we send things in now? We send them in over the internet electronically into our system. We have firewalls that protect it. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I'm not limiting anybody's ability to do anything
So
other
what you're-
than whatever they, excuse me,
So
sir.
Commissioner Hershey,
Other than
please.
whatever they want to say or submit, that's fine. But give us an opportunity to make sure that there's nothing, that's gonna do any damage to our system. You show up tonight, hey, will you plug this in to your system? No. That's bad security. And I disagree with it.
Now, Commissioner Hershey, it's your turn.
all I'm saying is that if someone comes with a thumb drive and we test it in a system, we put it into the system. I mean,
I'm saying
and
no thumb
how
drives.
far in advance are you thinking? Is it 5 days?
They can do it the day of, as long as we can see it first and make sure. it can-
Who is going to see it?
So
and-
let
and-
me explain. I'm not saying we're screening anything other than there may be a virus. People send stuff to the county all the time, but they send it through email, right? That's all I'm saying. If you've got something you want to show, fine. I'm cool with it. Show it. But send it in advance through email where it's vetted like every other thing we receive.
Well, the agenda is not going to be published until 3 days prior to the meeting.
This is about
So,
public comments.
At what time, how long does it take for someone to read through an agenda item, decide that they want to make a comment on it, find an appropriate picture or whatever it is they want to present, and send it in? I think this is nonsense.
I don't think it is.
I
I'm sorry, I disagree with you.
I think the
no.
gentleman from the first district is just playing a little Chicken Little here.
Nope, I learned from the gentleman from the third district. So what we're doing here is we're doing it like we do everything else that gets submitted to the county. It comes in a certain way. Let's do that too. You can do it, I don't care, Lynn, 10 minutes before they speak. I don't care, as long as it's vetted for security purposes, that we're not introducing. I don't think, I'm telling you, I don't agree with somebody walking up here going, hey, here's my thumb drive and I want you to click the picture 7 so I can show that. Bad security. Nobody will tell you to do that.
Okay, I think we have a motion on the floor, a second, and we've had adequate discussion. And then we can always have alternate motions later or another. But right now, the motion on the floor is to leave physically or electronically in there and remove through no county equipment or property shall be used for distribution I'm sorry, let me put my glasses on. Be used for distribution or display of such materials other than for distribution to members of the board. And we have a motion, a second. We've had discussion. And how do you vote? We'll start here.
So we're voting on taking that out.
Taking that out.
Aye.
2,
Aye.
3, 4.
Aye.
The motion carries. We will remove that item from the discussion. And that carries, removing that. We're moving now to 2-45 reserved. We're adding reserved instead of amendments to the rules, we're adding the word reserved. We're taking out, or proposed taking out, this is not me. Any amendments to the rule of order must be submitted in accordance with section 1-14. We will vote on just that, 245. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? We'll start with District 4. How do you vote?
Aye.
District 3? Aye. District 2?
Aye.
District 1?
Aye.
Motion carries. The word reserve will be added and the other taken out. Section 246, regular meetings, and that is changing the time that we start on the third Tuesday to 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion is second on the floor on section 2-46, regular meeting, to replace 6 and start at an hour early. Discussion. Who made the motion? Jeff, you made the motion.
Yes,
Any
yes.
comments?
I just, here in the last year and a half, it seems like we don't get home till about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And this week starting earlier, because I don't eat before I come here. And that's got nothing to do with it, but still, I got a day job and I get home about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I got to get up and go to work next morning. And I do get up at 4:30 every morning. I'm a retired dairyman, so I still get up at 4:30 every morning. And but I think it's in the interest of our staff that they are tired at the end of the day, and I hate asking them. And it may also help out with the people that are waiting to come later on in the meeting, and they won't be so 10:30, 11 o'clock. At the end of the meeting, people wanting to make presentations. That's just the way I feel about it.
You seconded. Any comments?
Good with it.
Okay, any other comments? Commissioner Garrett.
So I think we should leave it at 6. I also work full-time, and I would struggle to get here at 5, or at least it would be inconvenient for me. We have another meeting every month that's at 10 a.m., and I think that balance between daytime, morning, that suits some people, evening suits other people. And I think ultimately these meetings are about us taking care of county business in public. So I haven't heard anyone, I mean, it's only a handful of people, but I haven't heard anyone support the earlier time. So I see no need to change it. I think it works just fine as it is. I mean, it's not perfect. Yes, we have long meetings, but we have things we need to discuss. So it's only twice a month. We only do it once a month in the evening. So I think we can all make time once a month to accommodate what apparently is the public's preference, and I think at least some of our preference too.
Other comments? Commissioner Hersey?
I think that the length of the meetings, which seems to be a problem, is simply caused by the nature of the agenda. And if we started an hour earlier and ended an hour, we're still going to be here till 10, 11 o'clock. So I don't see any problem with it. I mean, the length of the meeting, if we start at 5, is going to go through what normally would be anyone's supper time anyway. So why not start at 6? Allow people, if they're able, to get a little snack or something prior to the meeting if they want to come to it, and just deal with it.
Commissioner McElhaney.
I will agree to leaving at 6 o'clock, but I will say this: we're going to start timing commissioners and staying with Robert Rule of Order.
Other comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the question.
I'm not sure who that was.
I don't know.
Let's hold it down and let's vote. I call for the question, and we're voting to change the time from 6 to 5. How do you vote for?
Aye.
District 3,
No.
District 2,
Nay.
District 1.
Nay.
Let's see, it's 2-2, right? No, it's 3-1. 3-1. So the motion fails, and it will remain at 6 o'clock. Moving to 247, we're changing the word special to called, and that's all. It's just corrected all through the statement, and removal as well as to each member of the county governing authority. And I'll entertain a motion changing section 247.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second on the floor. Is there any discussion?
I'm just wondering why 24-hour notice is to be given to the BOC. Or will not be given to the BOC. I mean, that struck, I mean, don't you normally inform commissioners? I'm just a little bit confused about that wording is all. I mean, changing special to called meeting, well, it seems to me that a called meeting is a special meeting, but I'm just not understanding. In addition, it says, notice will be given 24 hours in advance of the meeting to either the legal organ of the county, that is to the newspaper, and then it's struck as well as to each member of the county governing authority. I mean, you do give at least 24-hour notice to the county commissioners, don't you, that there's a called meeting or a special meeting or something?
Adam,
It-
are you?
The purpose of the change, I'm not sure where we left. The main gist of this change was going from the word special to called.
Yeah.
Because the word special has some connotation in state statutes. Called would be any meeting that is not regular. With respect to the members of the governing authority, Lynn, I'm not sure where that change originated.
I can think of is that we always give the commissioners a
So I think removing that section would be, that change, that I would,
This was a long time ago.
yeah, I think that's no
Just
issue.
leave it in?
Yes, sir. That struck section at the end would stay.
Who made the motion? Did I make the motion?
I think we have a motion on the floor, do we not? Lynn, do we not have a motion on the floor? We have a motion and a second.
You made the motion.
Yeah. Well, I amend that motion to retain the words as well as to each member of the county governing authority.
Second.
Okay, so basically, the motion is to go back in 247, leave it as is.
Still put call.
Just changing,
Okay,
Special.
okay, I'll repeat. The motion is on section 2-47, leave the word called in and replace other special and special, but leave the statement as well as to each member of the county governing authority. The amended motion is to leave that in there. We have the motion, we have a second. We have a motion and a second, and we're working on the amended motion. So any other discussion? Hearing none, District 1, how do you vote?
Aye.
2,
Aye.
3,
aye.
4.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we go back to the regular or the original motion, and that is to replace special with called in those places, and we've added that back. Correct? And that motion has been made and seconded, and we've discussed it. So voting, District 4, how do you vote?
Aye.
District 3?
Aye.
District 2?
Aye.
District 1?
Aye.
Motion carries. So 247 has been updated. Section 250, suspending the rules of order. Striking, rules of order may be suspended in the case of an emergency. That's a simple statement and just removing that. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion?
Again, I think this is just redundancy that we're dealing with here.
I will go ahead and call for the question. District 1, how do you vote?
Aye.
District 2?
Aye.
District 3?
Aye.
District 4?
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll remove that. Moving along. Going down to Section 253, Appointment Procedures. Oh, I'm sorry. There is one word. Section 2-51, Committees, and the chairperson or designee may, and take shall out, serve as an ex officio member of all committees.
So moved.
We have a motion, and is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, District 4, how do you vote?
Aye.
District 2?
3.
I'm at 3, I'm sorry, 3, excuse me, 3.
Aye.
2,
Aye.
1.
Aye.
Motion carries. Section 253, appointment procedures. We're adding unless otherwise provided for by state law. And then down in section C, clerk will take verbally out, and the qualified candidate present their application instead of resume. So that's all. Is there anything else in there? That's it. Is there a motion to adopt this as presented?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question under, what is it, section D, where it says we can do a second round of voting if a named candidate hasn't received a majority vote. What happens if no candidate gets a majority vote?
You vote till
I mean, do we keep voting?
you vote till you get somebody. That's
No,
my
I
understanding.
think we should put in there verbiage that says, 2 votes is enough, and the position remains vacant.
That's how I would interpret it as is, that you're only allowed to have the 2 rounds. And I think we've done that before where we didn't have enough rounds and we had to come back and you guys arm wrestled each other between the next meeting and then brought it out. But that's the way I would interpret it, that currently you don't have the ability to do a 3rd round.
So you only do 2 rounds. I wasn't aware of that.
I think over the past, my tenure, we have done that where we didn't have enough and we came up with other candidates or you horse traded otherwise, so.
Okay, we okay?
I mean, so we're just doing an interpretation of the current verbiage as it stands, and you don't feel like we need to add anything to that?
You certainly could, but I think our practice and the way the wording would exist is that there's only 2 rounds, which would allow for another opportunity, another bite at the apple at a subsequent meeting.
Can we roll it back down?
Okay, so the only motion with regard to 2-53 is change unless otherwise provided by state law, and to strike verbally and to add application rather than resume.
Resume.
Is that?
That's it. Okay, we have any other discussion? Ready to vote. District 1, how do you vote?
Aye.
District 2?
Aye.
3?
Aye.
4?
Aye.
The motion carries and 253 has been amended. Moving along. That will conclude from 10. And now then, we're moving down to item number 11, proposed adoption of changes to Putnam County Code of Ordinance, Chapter 46, roads, bridges, and other public property. And we have one person signed up, and that is Bill Vargo.
I think we're discussing the truck weight limits and so forth and so on, and I got 2 copies there. One of the black and white is what's been presented on the page today, and then another that I have found that's generally accepted statewide, different states. And the one you put on the page today is kind of confusing, as it shows, like, for example, Class 2 passenger cars. It'll show a car with 2 axles and a trailer with 2 axles as a Class 2, but you go down below and it shows the same pickup truck with basically the same camper. And there's no weight. It shows the class. Whereas the one I show you in color there, it shows you the weight limits in each class. And I guess what I'm getting at is, instead of putting signs up that says, here's your weight limit, if you're one of these, you can't use this road or anything else. Matter of fact, like I've got a dual wheel pickup truck. And if you look at Class 8, and I pull a trailer with it, Mr. Garrett's familiar with that trailer, that my truck would fall in a Class 8 with semi-trucks, and it's a pickup truck, and the GVW rating is nowhere similar to that truck you have in the picture. So what I'd recommend is something that you would go by that would be like a national standard type of thing, what I'm trying to show you there, which shows weight limits. If you're going to start, I agree with the idea of keeping these heavy trucks off of these lightweight roads, but if you're going to start restricting them, I think you got to go with the GVW rating versus a picture that's very misleading. Like a Class 6 truck goes up to 26,000. If you're going to put a weight limit sign on these roads, you got to put Class 6. People don't know what that is. Just put 26,000 GVW weight limit signs on these roads. Okay, don't confuse it anything. Like, well, I got something that looks like this picture, but it looks more like this picture. So am I a Class 4 or am I Class 11? Very confusing. This thing needs to be thrown out. You need to go by the GVW rating. That way you could have a combination of a pickup truck or a boat trailer or a jet ski trailer or something like that behind it. And if you're not over that weight limit, then you're down that road. But the law says is GVW rating, not what your vehicle weighs when you go down that road. For example, my pickup truck has got a 13,000 pound GVW rating. My trailer has a 10,000 pound GVW rating. So I'm going to be at 23,000 gross vehicle weight that I can actually weigh loaded. Okay, so if you're empty, just because you weigh maybe 8,500 pounds, that GVW sign says 23,000. Oh, geez, I'd like to explain that more.
Thanks, Bill.
I got caught up in
We're at 11, and we've had the speakers. Are we going to look, can we look at Chapter 46, Roads, Bridges, Other, and the changes that are proposed? Do we need to go through each of those? Okay, so,
Mr. Chairman?
yes, Commissioner Orsi.
I move that we accept the changes as outlined to Chapter 46, Article 4 on truck routes.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
A motion and a second is on the floor. Discussion. Commissioner Hersey, you made the motion.
I understand and appreciate the comment that we probably ought to use weight rather than number of axles. However, I believe the sheriff has recommended that we use this chart as shown in our package to limit certain types of trucks from the use of county roads unless they have a pickup or delivery specifically on that county road. Mm-hmm. The difference, I think there are some differences between a weight requirement and the axle requirement. Specifically, I would point to school buses are classified under the weight category as I think a weight class 6, something like that.
It says 4 here.
Well, there are listed as a class 4 for the sheriff's recommendation and our purposes, whereas the weight classification would put them in a 6 or perhaps a 7, depending upon the exact weight. So I don't know which is better, but I do know that it is vitally important to stop heavy-duty trucks from going and using our county roads because of the rate of deterioration of those county roads, and to keep them on the state roads as much as possible. I think it is good that there are actually teeth in this ordinance that specifies that a minimum fine will be $200 and can go up to $1,000 and possibly 60 days confinement in jail, so that people will very soon, I think, get the notion that they have to quit using some of these, quote, shortcuts and stay on the state highways. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Other comments? Commissioner Wooten.
I just want to thank Mr. Vargo for pointing this out. Not many people that the average person wouldn't know about weight limits and trucks and stuff like that. On the let's just say the loaded weight and the empty weight, and you've done a good research here on what on the trucks, and I agree with you. And this is going to be a good thing, especially on, let's just say, Twin Bridges, Foles Road, Brown's Chapel. I could go on and on and on. But there's going to be some roads, like back up down Bradley Road, that you're not going to be able to do this on, because that's the only way to get out from hauling all that government timber out from up there. And we do, there's a $5,000 bond that they don't mind paying $5,000. I mean, that's for all the timber that they hold on there. And at some point in time, we need to look into get something in state or federal legislation to help us out in the county on hauling these logs on, especially with the U.S. Forest Service, wildlife management, state land. We need to really push that really hard, because a lot of folks don't understand these weight limits, and they'll tear a little old pig path up, but we done put pavement on over the years. Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Commissioner Garrett.
I also appreciate Mr. Vargo's comments, and I'm no expert on this topic, but I'm assuming axles are easier to count than vehicles are to weigh. So is that the logic of axles? I mean, I can see the visual confusion, but
I'm going by the gross vehicle weight, not the axles, because you could have a jet ski trailer that's got a 1,000-pound axle in it, or you can have a dump truck, one axle, with a 15,000-pound axle in it. So it's unfair to classify a vehicle by that number of axles they have. It's more fair to say everything weighs something. It's more fair to say, let's go by what your rig weighs. If it's too heavy for this road, don't allow it on it. Okay? Put a sign up that says GVW 26,000 pounds, and do not let this vehicle come down this road versus one that looks like this or looks like that, because these vehicles are not really equal when it comes to weighing. You might get my pickup truck, like I say, it's heavy. You put another one next to it, like Mr. Hershey's truck's going to weigh half what mine does, and they both have two axles. So it's not fair to if you want to cut down the weight, and that's the biggest thing that hurts roads is weight on them, okay? And I learned this a long time ago in the trucking business, but you need to put a weight limit on it. That way, if you've got somebody out there that is overweight, you can weigh that person and verify this truck is overloaded affirmatively, and write the ticket and life goes on, okay? Whereas if you get another truck just like it, say you get two semi-trucks that are vans, 53-foot vans, they look alike going down the road, they got 5 axles. This one might weigh 120,000 gross, because you don't know what's in it, and the other one might weigh 25,000 pounds gross.
Mm-hmm. Let's move on.
It'd be unfair to say, we can't let this 25,000-pound rig on the road.
okay. No, I understand.
Let us move along here. I understand. I get your point. Okay. Any?
Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like any vehicle above a certain size would know its weight. Both empty and.
There's tags on every
Right.
vehicle. On your pickup that says
Right.
GVW, on a Volkswagen it
Right.
says GVW, and the trailer you're pulling has a tag on it that says GVW. All you do is add the 2 up and bingo. Federal law. Got your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's federal.
Commissioner McElhaney.
I think the intent, when I talked with the sheriff and was not necessarily focusing solely on the weight, was the size, because our county roads are very small and narrow. And when you have these things, semis running up and down the road, and they are running on a county road, that's the intent, is to get that under control, more so than the weight at this point. Now, the weight is a secondary thing, obviously, because we want to be concerned about that as well. But the first part is really citizen safety, because the videos that I've been sent, it's insane. And so that, when when we put this together, that was the intent. First was to stop that. So, but I understand what you're saying.
The way I look at this is this is phase one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll take what
We
you're
got to
saying.
start somewhere.
Now, anybody else on comments? We have a motion, a second on the floor, and that is to accept the way the sheriff has sent this, and understanding it is phase one. Do we vote electronically on this?
Oh, wow.
We finally can vote electronically if my unit won't come on, but maybe I won't.
I already have.
Oh, Jeff has voted.
All right,
There you go.
operator error one more time.
You might be right.
I had the same problem with it.
Oh, so you just said go up. You didn't say push out. See, there's a lot to that. It wasn't just swiping up.
Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. That proposed adoption has passed.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask for a 5-minute recess?
Actually, let's move right on along because we're almost finished. Is there anything else in this? We're to public comments. Has anybody signed up for public comments? Only 2. Oh, that's on 12, item 12.
Which is public comment.
Okay. Josh Sprayberry. I'm going to try to move right along here.
Thank you for your time tonight. Just want to thank everybody for last week on February 12th. We had the CPACE Town Hall. I think that was very productive. I'm a little disappointed that the person that was the cause of that meeting was not present at that meeting, nor took the time to meet with the experts that we brought down to discuss CPACE. I know the moratorium for the 30 days of taking action is nearing towards the end of this month, and I encourage you to stand with the decision you made 30 days ago that CPACE is adopted in Putnam County, that the resolution that was voted on and approved moves forward with no other conditions so that we can comply with House Bill 206 that was approved in the state Senate and the state House, and we can move on. This isn't the first time something's been given and taken away from me personally. When I bought Jerry's Bait and Tackle, it was Zone C1 in September. That was a commercial gas station for 40 years before Lake Oconee and zoning ever existed. Same thing for the commercial strip center. 6 months later, Thunder Valley and Aaron Olson threatened to sue this county. My zoning was rescinded, and I had to start over from scratch. I got 14 zoning conditions that led to 12 criminal charges for who uses a boat ramp. That's ridiculous. I had to get a consent order to get that stopped, and then it took a criminal trespass for Miss Olson to leave me alone. I please ask you to humbly pass CPACE as adopted. Thank you.
Next is,
No, Chairman.
yes.
Can I comment on that, please, for just a second? Okay, that's okay. I'll do it in my public.
you can.
I'll do it later.
Do it in public. Bill Vargo. Public comments. Okay, and Barb? Barb?
Thank you. I'm going to beat a dead horse. So, this is the 250th year, and I know we do not want fireworks in this area. Everybody else can have them, but we can't. So, and I'm not asking the county to pay for this. I'm asking you guys because you have to get it together, get a hold of the banks to donate, get a hold of big businesses to donate, and let's talk drones. And we can't do this fast enough, because if we don't, they're going to be gone and we won't have them. So let's please start looking at the drones. I've looked at them. They do a fantastic job, and we won't have fireworks. So that's it. And as far as everything else goes, I understand what's going on here in regards to Mr. Wooten and everybody, and I really think somehow, some way, we have got to try to stop the bullying, harassment, and all the other things, the stalking that is going on. We have to find some way to promote this and stop it. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to item 13, consent agenda. We have one person signed up to speak on 13F, approval of alcohol license. Josh Sprayberry.
I'll be short and sweet on this one. Last year, when our Anchors Marina alcohol license came up, once again, my Commissioner Hersey tried to deny our alcohol license, that he wanted to make it harder to get beer, to have beer on your boat. I implore you that Fishtails has an alcohol license. The Lieutenant Governor's business should not be treated differently than mine.
Now then, thank you, Josh. 13, the consent agenda. I will ask for a motion to, I'm thinking, did we approve the agenda? We did, okay. We approved it. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. And let me read you what's on here. Approval of minutes for January 20th regular meeting. Approval of minutes January 20th executive session. Approval of minutes January 22nd town hall meeting. Approval of minutes February 12th town hall meeting. Approval of 2026 alcohol license. And how many people do we have? We had a number. 10. There's 10 folks on there, and those have all been approved. And approval of the revised Putnam County Transit FTA procurement policy. That's something that's just a renewal, revised every year, or it's up for revision. Those items, A through G. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Chairman, we need to pull item number E and deal with it separately.
Why?
You want to remove item E and discuss it separately.
Correct.
Is there a second to leaving everything the same except? So one person can take it off. Okay, so that will come off. And now I'll entertain the motion with everything except item E.
So moved.
We got that motion. Is there a second? Second. A motion and a second on the consent agenda, and we're voting on A, B, C, D, F, and G. Item E has removed, and we'll do that separately. Any discussion? All in favor? Please sign up on the screen. Vote electronically, please. It's not.
We voted.
I voted.
It's not going through.
See, it says my vote has been accepted.
There it is. Now it came up. Voting is complete. Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4 vote aye. The consent agenda on those items are approved. Now we come to approval of minutes, February 12th, the town hall meeting. Commissioner Hersey.
Mr. Chairman, due to a long-standing commitment, I was unable to attend that town hall meeting. Unfortunately, it was scheduled after I had scheduled a conflict with it, so I will have to recuse myself on that vote.
Okay, you could have done that, but anyway, we'll go ahead now, and I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from February 12th, 2026 Town Hall meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Everybody vote with the exception of Commissioner Hersey.
Gotta be verbal.
Verbal, it'll be verbal. District 1?
Aye.
District 2?
Aye.
District 3?
Aye.
No, wait a minute. District 4?
No, no.
Right.
Four.
Okay, you did not vote, so 4.
Aye.
That's 3 votes for aye.
I'm here and voting present.
Right, understand. So the motion carries, and that is approved. And the final item tonight is item 14, appointment to the Putnam County Department of Family and Children Services Board. We have 2 nominations. Do we have one position to fill, right? So those were the nominees, Penny Hodges and Charles Hodges. And I believe that we can just name the name. I will take nominations.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Penny Hodges.
Penny Hodges, is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay, do I ask for other nominations? Okay, is there other nominations? Hearing none, well.
Hold on, Mr. Chairman, I'm just trying to find my page.
Okay,
I nominate Charles Hodges.
okay, is there a second to Charles Hodges?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for Charles, so both people have been nominated and seconded. Now, I will ask for a vote by stating the name who you're voting for, and we have to do this verbally. So, how do you vote, District 1?
Penny Hodges.
District 2?
Penny Hodges.
District 3?
Penny Hodges.
District 4?
Penny Hodges.
There's 4 votes for Penny Hodges, and it's carried unanimously, and therefore she will be appointed to the Department of Family and Children Services. Before I go to the reports to the county management, I'd like to appoint Richard Garrett tonight to be liaison with the Putnam Development Authority. And you will do that, and then Tom McElhaney will be the lone liaison to the hospital. So everybody on the board has a liaison assignment. County manager, do you have a report?
No report, sir.
The county attorney, do you have a report?
I'll just say, Commissioner Hersey, I took it in jest. I have about 200 bosses. A lot of them that call me, I don't want to talk to. I don't have you on that list. So I certainly appreciate that. I also want to say thank you, Paul, for calling me young. I don't hear that as much as I used to, and these meetings are one of the reasons why. But thank you. No report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. We will go for a commissioner announcement, 17. This is item 17, commissioner announcements. District 1. It's been a long night.
That's a new one. No, no report, sir.
District 2.
I'm pleased Ms. Varga brought up USA 250. I have been looking into it. Drones are, to do the kind of show that I think we'd want, you're talking 6 figures. Fireworks, yes, a little more affordable, but I don't think we can compete with the displays at the lake in some of the communities. So I'm working on a different plan. I'm trying to figure out whether any other organizations in the county already have something going on. I've yet to encounter any plans, but people seem keen. I'd like to see something at the plaza, something acknowledging the history, the significance of the day, local talent, acting, singing, all kinds of things. To me, that would be more characteristic of Putnam, more distinctive, less expensive, more community input, probably better memories. So if anyone's interested in partnering with me on that, I'm doing outreach. I'm talking to people. I think we still have plenty of time to pull that off. You're right, trying to get a drone company now is tough. I've made those calls. But personally, I don't think that's the way to go. So we should definitely do something as a county. I'm happy to help push it, but happy to get input and collaboration from others too. Thank you.
District 3.
I will announce that I intend in our next meeting to propose reactivating the Development Authority of Putnam County. I think I'm at least 5 days ahead of it, so thank you.
District 4.
Yes, I just want to tell you about an encounter I had this last week. The people that run the La Quinta in Milledgeville, and he's the really developer, and the people that build these La Quintas and restaurants and everything all over, and remodels stuff all over the southeastern United States. Now, I was pursuing for him to build a motel or come and help out with hours, or put some restaurants. And the first thing he said, "Do you have CPACE?" I said, "As of last week, we got it. As of last Thursday, I believe. I'm pretty sure that we got it." And he said, "Yeah, we utilize that to build motels all in Atlanta, because they've had it for a while, and some other states he was telling me about. I can't really remember because he was speaking so fast and he was kind of hard to understand. Spoke kind of different language, but the CPACE, we drug this thing out for no reason at all. I mean, this was just silly. It was explained. If you don't understand plain English, it goes back to what Miss Barbara was saying. It's nothing that we do up here that's ever right anymore. And, it's something to be said. And everything that we do is on the internet. Y'all use it for everything else. So let's use it to get the good out of stuff and not the bad. Find out the whole deal on everything. We got people coming to this county wanting to really put their neck out to do good things, and they have done good things. And we can prosper, at their expense. And that's not being ugly. So, the CPACE, we can get it now. I wish everybody's good with it. Maybe they can do the renovations on the motel up there. From what I heard, that's the only thing holding it up is interest rates. And like I said, it's just everything seems like it's always a hustle. And this commission and the whole county is falling behind because of everybody against everything that we go out and it's drug out in too many meetings, too many call meetings, too many town hall meetings. Come on, y'all, let's get this shit going. Thank y'all.
And from my standpoint, thank everybody for being here, especially those that have lasted the meeting. We appreciate it, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, as I noted at the beginning, I need to have an executive session.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask for that. Okay, you can ask for that right now?
I am asking for it.
Okay, is there a second?
Can I ask also for a 5-minute recess prior to it?
We can deal with that, absolutely. Is there a second to that? For what? What's the purpose of the?
For pending litigation, sir.
Pending litigation. Okay, that's legal.
Second.
We have a second. Let's vote electronically. No, we have to vote. We have to vote. How do you vote, Jeff? Aye. Dr. Hersey?
Aye.
Aye.
We are going into executive session. We'll have a 5-minute break before, and we'll come back.